is up, everybody? It's gonna act like it was a Minecraft intro. If I should, that's something I've been wondering about. Do you guys want me to play Minecraft on my channel? I don't know why I've been wanting to for a while, but then I've had some people that are like, don't do it, and it's not like your channel. It's like, but at the same time, I kind of just want to do what I want. Like, it's my channel. Like, yeah, it'd be nice to mainly stick with snake stuff, but it's like, I understand that people can only have so much entertainment with hognoses and snakes. So, and it's not like I have the room and the ability and the space to keep getting new things. I literally say that even though the day I'm filming this, I just got 2 new snakes. But, I don't know, I might, to change up things, I might film some of my leopard geckos. I don't know. I might talk about my leopard geckos and my experiences with them. Something like that. So let's figure out what videos I want to do. Because, yeah, like, okay, so oh, wow, these are all from that species-subspecies differentiation video that I had, and I used Heterodon as an example. I'm keeping these because this is a good reference. These are good references. I do it for all my videos. I keep all the cards. Whoa! But, you can see I have, oh dang. I shouldn't say I don't have video ideas, because I got this whole note card that I haven't touched on, and I have the back of this one and the front of this one. So, yeah, I should bite the bullet and get into some of these. This is gonna be like a short video. Wow, it's been so long. I had such like ambitious look for the channel. I really did. God, we're 3 minutes in. I just don't need to be doing that right now. Anyway, this video is just a little update. Just kind of show you guys how much he's grown. But Percy, one of the founding hognoses for this channel, he's full grown. If I can get him out, and if the mice will let me speak without, I don't know what they're doing. That's the thing that bugs me, because they're not fighting. I've witnessed that at the pet store. But they're also just being stupid. Like, I love my column mice, but some of these mice are straight up chaotic little demons. I like how he completely buried these. I like how he knows that I'm trying to get him out. Don't sass me, child. So this is about how big some of a breeding size male hognose in terms of length and girth should be. He is the correct weight. He is 60 something grams, 60, 70. He's about as big as my female Mexican hognose, for those of you who want to know the size. It's about how big she is. Which I think is funny, because she's double the age of him, and I can tell that she's an amazing feeder, so she's obviously growing. I think they just max out at a much smaller, shorter length. But, yeah, he's starting to develop some more coloration on his belly, because I know I haven't really been showing anybody off, really. Well, to me, it's been a while. So I think I'm just going to do some update videos on specific snakes for a little bit. At the same time, I really should get started on that list of videos I was just talking about. So I think I'll bite the bullet, make this video a longer one, but just have it updating pretty much. I'll do half of my hognoses now and then the other half later. Hi. My boy. Percy still holds a place in my heart for my hognoses because he is essentially the male that started my actual collection. Granted that Osiris, my very first hognose, was the one that started and peaked and kept my interest in the species as a whole. I'm gonna have to separate those mice. I thought they were gonna enjoy being around each other, and I can't tell if they are or not. Oops. That's not never something you want to hear. It's just some guy walking behind the camera. You hear like a bunch of crap moving around. You hear, oops. I think I'll do the boys in this video. Update on all the males. That way it'll be nice, it'll be simple. You guys will see how some of them have grown and how one of them has not done anything except get a little skinnier since the last time you saw him. And then the next one will be an update on all the females, which, granted, there's only 3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them. I don't know why I had to sit and think about it. I should know this. I always second guess myself when I see stuff. Which is hence why I keep delaying my care videos. I've really tried to avoid making them because I'm afraid that I'll mess up and say something wrong, and then people will be like, "Hey, you're a moron." So I've been avoiding care videos specifically for that. Which on my list of things to get done, that's one of them. I'm not looking forward to it, as you can probably tell. But so here's little Talos. He actually has shed twice since the last time you guys have seen him. He is a little bigger, not a whole lot, but he's starting to grow. I found out what he really likes is tilapia / salmon juice. So I do have to scent his food now, which is fine with me as long as I get him to eat. He mainly just likes tilapia scented pinkies. He won't try, well, he's not big enough for fuzzies, but I don't think he's going to like things with hair on it. It doesn't seem like he's reacted well to the couple of pinkies that are starting to get hair on them. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, and I'll be able to make a video talking about pickiness. Versus like ones that only want scented and stuff like that, but which I think I've already put out a video on scenting and why it's important. Yeah, I did. But then the next one, who's kind of exciting to show off again, is, it's gonna be sassy, is Valentine. This little dude, still pretty small, still little, but he's shed twice now. For me, which is pretty neat. His red's really starting to come in. I have to go get him newborn pinkies to feed him. So I have a whole variety of sizes in which I need to get now of frozen rodents. He eats frozen thawed. No scenting required with him, thankfully. So I'm really excited for him to keep growing since he is a pos het snow definite het exanthic. So he is definitely going to be used in my snow projects, which I'm excited for because he and Percy are essentially going to be used for the same exact lineage of things. And then Talos is another albino maker because he's het albino, but he's an Arctic, so he'll be able to make albino Arctics if I breed him to an albino female. So I'm genuinely excited to work with that. Because if I get super Arctics albinos, I want to say they're called Sub-Zeros, they look cool. So I'm looking forward to making those as well as just Arctics in general. So I'm just trying to get him a girlfriend. But I think I'm going to breed Talos to Andromeda, Percy to probably both Biddles and Argenta, just so that I get some het albinos from the crossing with Biddles, because I don't know if she's het or not, so I'm just assuming she isn't. Out of that crossing, I will get a bunch of normals that carry the albinism trait but don't show it, and then breeding him to Argenta should be all normals, like 50% normal, 50% the pastel. So that's another exciting thing, to have some pastels, some more pastel in my collection. But then also they'll all be double het snow. So pretty nice, pretty epic. And that's what I'm most excited for, is for him and Argenta to have offspring, because then my snow will be closed, and then obviously some of those snows I'm going to hold back and breed to Valentine. It's running through and Valentine, yeah, down here. And so then there'll be Purple-line, potential Purple-line pastel snows. So I don't know if that exact combination's been done before, so it'll be kind of neat. I know Purple-line snows have, so I'm definitely not going to be the first there. But then I'll get red, like extreme red albinos, which are cool. And then there'll be extreme red pastel albinos, which will be also very cool. So I don't know, there's a lot of neat projects I'll be able to get done. And then whatever female I get from Hardcore Hognose, depending on what it is, depends on who is breeding with it. If it's anything involving xanthism or albinism, that's going to be with Percy, because I'm wanting a female, so it's going to be Percy. But if it's a female that has toffee belly, that's going to be Tiber, which Tiber was originally supposed to breed with Argenta, but since she's 66% het, which means she potentially carries the het, it's like 1/3 of the clutch will be het and the others will not. I'm just going to kind of assume that she doesn't carry toffee belly. If she does, though, that'd be kind of crazy, because gosh, some of those babies would be gene stacked if the het carries on. Some of them would be very iffy. Like if she proves out to be het, then 50% of the babies would be pos het toffee belly that come out with her and Percy, which means that they'd be triple hets. So there's a potential for me to get pastel triple het snows and toffees. So xanthic toffee belly and God, the mice. They're going to be triple het, which means they'll carry pastel, or no, they'll express pastel, but they'll carry xanthism, albinism, and toffee belly, which would be cool, because that's 3 genes. I don't know if they've all been combined together before, because I know that albino with xanthic and toffee belly with xanthic result in 2 different morphs. The toxic after this video, I'm separating those mice. I don't know what is going on in there, but I don't like it. So, yeah, rest assured, after this video, I'm separating those mice. They were doing fine yesterday. Probably the realization that they're stuck with each other. So I'm going to start reorganizing how I have the mice set up. But anyway, I was somewhere with triple... Oh yeah, so toxic and snows are 2 different things. I don't know if they've ever been combined. Obviously, if you were to breed a toxic to a snow, it would result in all xanthic babies with a myriad of hets, because there would be some that are het toffee belly, some that are het albino, and some that are het for both. So it kind of just comes down to the genetic lottery of if you're going to produce an xanthic that also has the other 2 hets. And in this case, I'd also want pastel in that mix. So that'd be a 4 gene animal. It's a gene stack. Which haven't really... With hognose, is that gene stacking isn't that common, just because a lot of things are het. Are recessive and dominant, not incomplete dominant or codominant. So obviously that makes it a little bit harder to express all the genes, because it'll take, for just 2 genes to be expressed, it can take up to 4 or 5 years. You just have to hit the, like, it can take at least one year, if you have two halves of what you need, but each half, like let's say, how should I put this? Let's say Tiber is het Xanthic, and let's say that Argenta is het Toffee Belly. Well, since they both actively express, like he expresses Toffee Belly and she expresses Xanthic, and he carries Xanthic and she carries Toffee Belly, that would give the ability to produce toxics in one go. It depends on how lucky you are. Now, obviously, I already know with my luck, I would never be able to pull something like that off. So, but my mice go crazy. Now my bearded dragon's going crazy. Everyone's just going a little crazy. But it'd be real neat if I could pull something like that off, but I don't think I'm going to have anything that has hets like that. So, for me, it's going to take like 3 to 4 years to get to where I want to be. Kind of like with college. It takes 3 or 4 years to where you want to be. But, whose water bowl did I take out? I have 2 of... Did I take Percy's and just not give it back? Putting that back after this video is done too. But, so we're going to be finding Tiber in here. He really is secluded. I think part of my problem is that my room gets too cold at night. And so they're not going to want to eat. They're going to want to try to hibernate or go into a state of dormancy, which is not what I want. I want them to be hungry. Hi, you. But yeah, Tiber's a little on the skinnier side right now. But it's funny because he still tries to instigate breeding, but he is not where I want him to be for breeding. He's a very skinny noodle. Still has this nice toffee belly. But yeah, he is not eating very well for me. But I am determined. And the sad thing is, though, is that, like, because the vet with Azura, my Xanthic that passed, they just told me it's a hog-nose thing. I'm like, this is a hog-nose thing, because he's not, like, losing mass amounts of weight over a short period of time and isn't gaining weight despite eating a lot. He just isn't eating. And he's gradually been losing weight as time went on, not instantly. So that is typical hognose behavior, and I think that my room just needs to get warmer. Because I also just realized I think that some of my hognoses go on frenzies, feeding frenzies, like in the fall. Because first of all, like, that's Hogtober. Second of all, when does it start getting cold enough that you start putting the heating on in your house? The winter. So obviously, in those like couple of months beforehand, they're going to be feeding really well because the house is still warm. So I'm trying to come up with solutions to keep my snakes warm. But I also found out that, so I was using like red bulbs, like heating bulbs for keeping them warm, and didn't know that there's a chance that it'll sever the retina of some of the reptiles if they look at it for long periods of time, and over time it will do severe eye damage. So I don't think I'm going to use those to heat up that, like, I'm not going to have them near them, but I'm going to still use them to heat up my room. Only problem is it doesn't heat up my room enough for it to maintain a good constant warm temperature for the snakes. So I'm now trying to come up with other ways to keep the temperature up, because they like it in like the 80s and 90s. What are you guys doing? They're like moving their stupid little wheel thing that, like, you know, you put in with rodents for whatever reason. Even the other day I realized it's kind of messed up because essentially they're just trying to run away from things and they get stuck on there. But they're moving it. They're pushing it up against the door. And now my bearded dragon is trying to like climb out of the cage. It's a hectic time in my room. But yeah, so I think I figured out part of my problem with some of my hognoses not wanting to eat. I think my room's just not hot enough. I didn't really put that together until the other day. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's any way I can use a heating pad without it melting my bins, because that has happened before. And I don't want it to happen a second time. So that's something I gotta figure out. But in the meantime, I think I'm gonna use those bulbs still, just not pointed at the hog noses. I'm just gonna have them pointed at the ceiling or the floor, so that way the heat is still getting around in my room. Because I think once I ramp up the heat and I get my room, I almost just pushed the shelf off onto my head. Once I get my room into like the 80s, 90s, which, oh my god, that's gonna suck. That's gonna really, really suck for me. Trying to sleep at night, because it's gonna take forever for my room to cool off, and then by the time it's like cooled off, I'm probably gonna be getting up for work, so, or for school. But yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just to, I gotta get the heat up so I can get everyone feeding and on a regular feeding schedule and stuff like that. Because I'm thinking about it, Tybro was eating very well right up until winter, which is when things started cooling down. And here in Arizona, a smart way to lower your electricity bill is to just not do heating and cooling during the winter. So, which obviously, why would you do cooling in the winter? But you got what I meant. What I meant. Jeez, I can't speak right now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hi, Talos. Yeah, so I've got some males to start eating. 50% of them are difficult, 50% are easy, with Valentine and Percy being super, super duper easy to get them to eat. They eat all the time. And then Talos, I finally figured out I have to scent things for him to get to eat it. And then my the toffee belly boy Tiber, he's just a little poop, and I'm wondering if honestly it's just not warm enough in my room for him to be like, yeah, it's time to eat, let's go. So that's pretty much it for the update on the males. I'll see you guys in the next video, which this one was kind of long, but oh well.